an ancient custom here in San Diego of having our own Bealtaine celebration with ring fires. The ring with
They don't allow. They've outlawed them in North County, and the only fire rings I've ever seen are on La Jolla Shores.
Okay, then La Jolla Shores.
People have bonfires there.
Oh, Mission Bay.
Mission Bay. All right.
And you know why we can't do it?
Why?
Now we're green.
Huh? And everybody will be asked to wear green.
There's an irony.
And we'll explain the symbolism of it. And they're all excused from their wedding vows for one night. That should get a crowd. Well, I think that'd be a great idea, Anne.
We should do it.
We should. So we're on record here now of having the germ. It was conceived and germinated here tonight. What?
No pun intended.
Oh, pun intended. Yeah, oh yes, very much intended.
And I read something that said that the children conceived of this event
Yeah.
were considered like fairy children.
Huh.
Somehow they got the name of Fitz that.
Illegitimate children of.
This were normal.
Fire children.
Really? Don't tell my friend Patrick Fitzmaurice.
Yeah, they were leap children. Well, that's interesting. I suppose they'd probably be a little different from the others, you know, have a different color hair or whatever. So that's yeah. He's a Bealtaine child.
Fireheads, redheads, I mean.
Yeah, it'd definitely be a little different anyway. You'd see that. Yeah. Huh?
Air of fire.
Ah, well, that's where the redheads come from.
So that's why St. Richard's Day is February 1st.
I suppose.
July, August, September, October,
So that's one good thing that has come out of tonight. Now, has anybody got any things? Well, yeah, that you want to bring out about this?
The role of medicine. I know in mainland Europe, Druids were also in charge of, allegedly in charge of holistic medicine, natural medicine.
Herbalists.
Herbalists,
Yeah.
because they were shamans, so they were
Yeah.
responsible for the health of the community, right? As well as the intellectual and physical health.
Yeah, well, there were different branches. You know, it wasn't the same person.
Right.
So there was many different branches of the Druidic class. I mean, you know, we've adopted that word Druidic, but it goes three. And during the break, Arya from Persia immediately recognized the word Dri as Dari,
D-A-R-I.
D-A-R-I, in Persian, where he comes from on the north. You come from northern Persia, near the Black Sea? Yeah, that's where we figure we come from. That's where the Miletians come from.
It was amazing. There were a lot of words we were sharing.
Absolutely.
Even my name, Seamus and Gaelic, Seamus.
Shams, yeah, Shams, yeah. So, you know, extraordinary. So,
We're first cousins.
we are. Once removed. About 6,000 years ago. But that's very interesting that the same word, Dri, or Dari, you know, it's got to be the same word, that they brought that with them as the wise person.
One of the sheets I gave you was entomology.
Etymology, probably. Entomology is
I'm sorry, yes, you're right.
yeah.
Sometimes you're right.
You may not be always right, but you're never wrong.
And if I'm wrong, right.
Yeah.
And etymology,
Does it help with these, comes from this language and that language and the other language?
it does, and it gets it all wrong.
Okay. I have to stop being your research assistant.
I mean, not once do they actually call it what it is, Bealtaine. Anybody who knows anything about Irish knows that the Chine is fire.
Yeah.
And anybody who knows anything about Irish history knows that Baal was the old sun god. So, you know, what else is there? They go through a big, long, convoluted, working it back to the English word Baal and so on, and the Anglo-Saxon that and the you know. So obviously it has to somehow come from Mother England. So it's obviously,
I thought it was better.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, I read it and I thought, you know, more, more Shafoj, pure Shafoj. So yeah, no, they have no clue about that. We go back to the northern Persia there, the Black Sea.
Much older, yeah.
Yes.
England, maybe a couple of hundred years. But
Well, they can have their little dream world if what they, they're welcome. We don't care. And they're red buses, but but
Swinging those around Irish lanes.
yeah, but there's a lot of other things. So, anybody else wants to add any new revelations other than
I like when you share the little traditions you had in your youth.
yeah?
That's kind of fun to listen to.
Well, they're real. I didn't understand them. I had no idea why they were
Well,
doing.
now you were talking earlier about the wells. I know the local parish priest was upset because these people were going out to these wells.
Oh yeah,
And I was thinking, maybe I was only around 10 or 12. Why would he be upset they're going out there to pray and stuff? Like, if people calling, why would he be upset? And now it makes sense, that this was an old pagan tradition.
oh yeah, indeed.
The water,
Yeah.
the holy water stuff.
So you can see how the church bosses, the bishops, thought, well, okay, we'll sprinkle water down in the church, and maybe that'll keep them out from going make their pilgrimages to the well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where you grew up in Cork, but certainly in Mayo we had our holy wells all over the place,
Oh, yeah.
and they were associated. And yeah, they had their tubber this and tubber that,
We lived in Kildare for a while.
Yeah,
That's where it's from.
yeah, tubber.
Is it Tubber beef?
Well,
Well,
and a lot of place names with the word Tubber, and Tubber Bridge, and Tubber this and Tubber Saint, different saints, and it's interesting that Lourdes, the water in Lourdes, has become, of course, famous now. It's almost like Mother Earth, there's something about the water, the spring water coming out of the earth, and ice cold and clear. It's like mother's milk in a way, I suppose, but it's, the water, because they understood very well that water was required for growth. So again, the water from the rain was an external thing and was fed to the earth, so that it was natural watering. So they could sort of see this thing going on between the external forces and the internal forces in the earth, the soil, and when they broke the soil and turned it over and so on. So they were full of rituals about that, and to this day they are. The priests will come out and they will bless all the various things, and it's interesting that they're blessed with holy water. Which is exactly what the Drí did. They fertilized it, so to speak.
but even that tradition here of blessing boats and animals and stuff, it's got to go way back.
It does, obviously. Yeah, way back. So in many ways, Christianity is a pagan religion.
Yeah, well, it's adopted.
Boy, huh?
It's adopted to survive.
Yeah, it's just another pagan religion. Yeah. Anyway, paganai just means farmers. I don't know if you knew that. It means people in the agricultural world. That was the one of the layers of Roman society. You had the plebs, in other words, the citizens who lived in the towns, and pardon.
And the patricians.
Well, they were the upper class
They were
folks.
the upper class,
Yeah. The fatherly class, if you like.
Yes.
But the lower class of all, even lower than the plebs, in the cities, were the paganai. So that's where it came from. The paganai. That word predated Christianity, and when Christianity was introduced and adopted by the Romans, it was considered too precious a gift to be given to the rustic
Untouchables.
yeah,
Uh,
the ones the field hands, if you like, the people who
Yeah.
lived in the agriculture world. So they were known as pagans, the pagani. So that's where that comes from. But it was a stratum of Roman society long before Christianity. So, if I'm a pagan, it's because I was a farmer first. I was brought, I was a culchi. So yes, I'm a pagan in two senses. And of course, as you know, the Romans did not want to give the gift of Christianity to non-Romans.